This is Time Warner Cable's Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. Our guest, Mark Ridley-Thomas, member of the Board of Supervisors in Los Angeles County. And I want to get a sense from you, how important is the passage of Prop 30 to counties like Los Angeles, an arm of the state of California?
Well, very, very important, Brad, and I'm pleased to be able to say that, because if Proposition 30 had not passed, we would have simply had to brace ourselves in terms of the cuts that we've already sustained. In the county of Los Angeles has been well over $500 million plus over the last few years. And so it meant more cuts were on the way.
Were you surprised? Because I'll be honest with you, I was. I didn't think it was going to pass, and it passed pretty handily.
It did pass quite handily, particularly in the county of Los Angeles.
Yes.
It drove the state.
It did.
And the important thing to realize is that people understood that teachers would be furloughed as many as 25 days. Their school year would be cut as much as 2 to 3 additional weeks. And when you cut into education and additionally public safety, that's the point at which the electorate knows that we're going to the bone.
I want to talk about the election more generally
Yes.
and talk about the coalition that brought Barack Obama back to the presidency and caused Democrats to really sweep throughout the country. I mean, the Democrats won virtually every close race.
Indeed.
And in California, we now have 2/3 majorities in both houses. Clearly, demographics drove this election. Over 90% for Barack Obama amongst African Americans, Asians, Hispanics, Jews, over 70%. A strong coalition. I presume that coalition can stay in place because of demographic trends. What about the white voter, though? We see that the white voter is pulling away from the Democratic Party. How does the Democratic Party expand its coalition to include angry white men?
Well, the fact of the matter is this. The Anglo vote still has significant electoral dominance in a variety of places throughout the nation. And so I fully expect that elected officials, those who expect to be viable, will have to pay attention to their issues. But I want to hasten to make this point, that all of these vested interests, all of these demographic realities have to be accommodated. It is what is described as democracy. And so I have no doubt about the fact that the nation will be better pursuant to inclusivity.
So at the same time, how does the Democratic Party keep that coalition together of African Americans, Hispanics, Asians, Jews? I mean, that's a powerful coalition.
Well, it will do as it has done. The Democratic Party is a coalition party and has been since its inception, particularly over the last century plus. I mean, let's just be clear. This is a very, very eclectic, a very, very diverse range of interests that has had to be reconciled over and over again. And what you saw was demonstrated in the most recent presidential election that we all experienced. That level of diversity, that level of democratic and coalition politics manifested itself yet again in an extraordinary way.
Be honest with me, no one else is watching, no one else is listening. Were you surprised by the scope of the Democratic victory throughout the nation?
I was particularly struck by it in the state of California with 2 supermajorities in both houses, particularly against the backdrop of this bipartisan push that turned out not to be as what many projected.
His name is Mark Ridley-Thomas, member of the Board of Supervisors in Los Angeles County. I'm Brad Pomerance. We thank you for watching Time Warner Cable's Local Edition.